Hello, this is my Crazy X channel. Please subscribe.
My 28F husband 34M found a pair of men's trousers in our bedroom and is convinced I cheated, but I didn't. Story 1-2. For context, my husband and I have been living apart for 6 months as he found a job quite far away from our home. I would have moved at the same time, however I had to finish my current contract, so we agreed to commute back and forth until I finished my current job, which will be next month. He moved purely for financial reasons and not due to any relationship issues. I live in a loft-style apartment and my bedroom is in the upper half. However, as I've been lonely and sad, I've been sleeping on the couch in front of the TV. I only go to my actual bedroom to change clothes. My husband came back yesterday to visit me. This morning he was in the bedroom and started asking me about a pair of men's trousers he found. I was confused and said they must be his. He started to get more agitated and said they can't be his trousers. I started laughing as I said they are definitely his trousers. I haven't seen them before, but I said they must be an old pair he had forgotten about. He got angry and said this is impossible. I asked him if he thinks another man was here and he didn't answer. He just said, "Whose trousers are these?" I told him no other man was here and it hurt me he could think of me like that. Also, I said if another man came, why would I just leave his trousers there like that? Also, he can check my phone anytime, I never stop him. He is angry and said to just leave it. I don't know what to do as I really never had another man here and I never cheated. Additionally, I compared the trousers to his other older trousers and they are the same size. But he is still angry. TLDR, husband found a pair of trousers in our bedroom and is convinced I cheated when I never did. Redditors' reactions. Redditor 1. My aunt and uncle came over for Thanksgiving one year and somehow accidentally took home my Victoria's Secret pajama top. They had a lot of stuff with them and somehow it just got packed up with everything else with no one noticing. My aunt finds it in the laundry a few days later and is obviously pissed. My poor uncle takes a picture of it and sends it to all his friends, trying to solve the mystery. He even rides around with it in his car desperately trying to find its owner and clear his name, lol. They never find the owner and are telling this story at Christmas, and I realize it's my favorite pajama top I've been missing. You can tell they both feel so much better after realizing what happened. I don't have any advice op, I just wanted to give you a similar story. Those pants could have come from anywhere. Maybe show your husband this thread? Redditor follow up. Just the imagery of your uncle driving around with a Victoria's Secret pajama top in desperation had me giggling. Redditor 2. Lol, some dude came over for sexy time and enjoyed it so much he left his trousers? Just went home in briefs or maybe in the buff? Coincidentally, the trousers are the exact same fit as your husband's other pants? Very suspicious. Redditor 3. Do you use any kind of shared laundry in your building? Or use the laundromat? Have you recently had a house guests? Op answer. No, we have our own washing machine. And the only guests I have are women. And it's not their trousers. Redditor 4. Same thing happened to me. My boyfriend moved out because of work for a few months. When he came back, he found a pajama pants he did not recognize. He confronted me about it and I laughed a lot. The idea of having someone over that bring his own pajamas and then forgetting them here was hilarious. At the end I kind of remembered it was a gift he didn't like a few years ago. I could see he was still doubtful, but he didn't bring it up again. So I guess he chose to believe me. Seems your partner is having trouble believing you. He is going to have to make up his mind about it and stop pestering you with that. Redditor 5. So does he think some man came over, had time with you, and left in his boxers? Redditor 6. Honestly speaking, his pants could have come from 100 different places, most of them being in connection with him. For example, he could have literally mixed up his pants with someone else's pants at the gym or at whatever clubs or sports he's into. Redditor follow up. I lent my sister a pair of trousers and when she tried to give them back to me, I insisted they weren't mine. Repeatedly. I remembered them differently. They were interview trousers I didn't wear often. And then I stumbled across a selfie I took wearing those very trousers. I'd sent it to a friend asking if the outfit was okay. My friend thought her boyfriend was cheating because she found a pair of ladies' sunglasses in his glove box. They were hers. She'd forgotten about them. Op should check out this post. https www.reddit.com or askreddit comments sub 4W people who have been incorrectly accused of? Medium equals Android app source equals share. There's a lot of examples like hers. Redditor 7, if they did belong to another man, what did he wear home? Did he walk out in only underwear? They belong to your husband and he doesn't recognize them as his. Check the size, are they his size? Answer, they are too small for him now, however he has gained weight since our relationship began. When I compared it to his old trousers that he still had, they were the exact same size. Redditor 8, they are likely a gift someone gave him but he just forgot about it because he didn't like the style or pick it out himself. I'm sorry he is doubting you. It kind of sounds like a problem than a you problem. If he wants his insecurities to ruin your relationship, Therese, not much you can do. It's kind of impossible to prove a negative, you know? There's no evidence to prove something did not happen. Answer, I also thought it must have been a gift. But he swears it wasn't. It's so difficult. I am feeling so hurt. I feel so lost. Redditor 9, put yourself in his shoes. How would you react to the same situation? Redditor follow up, I love how everyone else here is assuming this husband is some evil mastermind and he planted these pants and shit, and is this angel who likely could never cheat. Why would he leave his trousers? Maybe he brought over spares cause he was staying the night. Maybe his got dirty and he took a pair of husband when he left. But no, husband bad. What most likely happened? Probably an old pair of pants found laying around. Next most likely? Wife cheated and is gaslighting him. Next most likely? Husband cheated and is gaslighting wife. Redditor 10, not gonna lie, this is a huge red flag. He's not telling the whole truth and I think he might be cheating on you. This is an absurd and targeted reaction and feels a lot like a psychological misdirection. Redditor follow up, that's my opinion too. Or he's impossibly insecure and nothing never will convince him that she doesn't cheat. Plus he's already turning abusive. Othello from Shakespeare come to mind as a cautionary tale. Redditor 11, your husband is cheating and projecting. Redditor 12, did he plan this by any chance? Since he may be cheating on you. Redditor 13, is he still going on about it or just acting angry? If he is just acting angry, maybe it is that he realizes that it is his trousers and feel too embarrassed to admit it. Answer, he says he's finished with the conversation but then he gets angry and will start bringing it up again. Then he will say to not talk about it. He said I should just get a knife and stab him. Then he held my face and said I should just tell him and he would understand. Redditor 14, my God, all those he is projecting comments. If I come home from months apart and find man trousers that I don't recognize, which could easily happen, I would be angry too. My ducking world would break. This hurts like hell and he needs time to realize that he was wrong. Assuring him with is the right thing to do. You already offered to check your phone. Make sure he really understands that this really hurts you and that it's also unlikely you forgot to get rid of a trouser. Tell him how the past months have been for you, lying sad and lonely on the couch and never sleeping in the bedroom. And again, give it a bit of time. This was a huge shock for him. Redditor follow up, he said I should just get a knife and stab him. Then he held my face and said I should just tell him and he would understand. There's no excuse for him to behave like this. She needs to get away from him. I don't care how much he's hurting. You don't put your hands on someone in anger. Redditor 15, do they fit him? Answer, he put them on and they are a bit tight and don't button, however he has gained 40 pounds since our relationship began. They do appear to match the size of his older trousers though. I'm really convinced they are his and he just hasn't worn them in a very long time. Redditor 16, any chance you could find an old picture with him wearing them? If they're generic trousers, probably not, but wasn't sure what they looked like. Redditor 17, guy comes back after 6 months and finds another man's clothes in his house and is freaking out, and this subreddit's conclusion? He's cheating, or he set her up to accuse her of cheating so she can leave, but either way it's a red flag. This subreddit is ridiculous. Redditor 18, can't really blame him for that. If you'd found a jacket or a bra that you didn't immediately recognize, you'd be thinking the same thing. Misunderstandings happen. Or maybe you're lying. We'll never know. Redditor 19, Honestly, anyone in his situation would react similarly. I mean, you come home after a long time and find underwear in your room that don't belong to you? Alarm bells ringing all over the place, telling you we need to talk about it. That you have nothing to hide. Ignoring it is just going to cause it to fester and cause problems later. Trust is essential in all relationships, but it's really not enough. Being separated for a significant amount of time can cause all kinds of insecurities to arise in both parties. Cheating runs rampant everywhere, and sadly his reaction may be him projecting his own issues into you. You need to have this conversation at least for your own clarity. Answer: I agree, I would have also been upset had the roles been reversed, but also he has access to phone, knows all my passwords. He knows I would never do such a thing. Redditor 20, he cheated on you and is now trying to gaslight you into thinking you're the one who cheated. But girl, you should leave him. He legit be acting crazy. Grabbing her face and telling you to stab him. Redditor follow up, comments like these make me genuinely laugh. What terrible advice to give. Not even, ask him if he's seeing someone but straight up telling them to break up? Story 22. I 32F cheated on my wife 32F and I feel terrible. How should I proceed? My wife Rita and I have been married for 4 years and we dated for 2 years before that. I mostly do freelance stuff from home and she owns a business with her best friend. Their business has always meant a lot to Rita, to the point where I sometimes think she has tied her self-worth to its success. When COVID hit and all the lockdown stuff happened, it hit the business hard. It took over Rita's life. She would spend a lot of her days there without coming home. Even when she came home, she was very tired and didn't have any time for us. This went on for months until things started looking up. But the next waves hit and the whole thing started again. Before this whole thing, we had a good marriage. We were open and spent a lot of time with each other. So when stopped spending time with me, it hit me hard. I was understanding and didn't bother her. I took care of things at home and looked after her. But even after her business started doing better, she still spent most of her time there. I tried talking to her about it, but she would spend a few days at home and go back there. I even tried taking her on vacation, but she was distracted and worried about her work. All of this left me feeling isolated. I felt like I was the only one putting effort into our marriage. Almost 2 months ago, I met an especially beautiful and charming woman at the gym. I don't know why, but I told her I was single. She asked me out for a coffee and I was swept up in the whole thing. 2 weeks after meeting each other regularly, she invited me back to her home and we had sex. The magnitude of the thing I did hit me the next day. I felt guilty and terrible. I decided that I needed to get a divorce. I stopped going to the gym and broke up with her. When I started getting things in order to file for divorce, Rita came home and told me that she hired someone to take over for her. She even booked a surprise vacation for us. She started spending a lot more time at home. I kept postponing my divorce after this sudden change, even though I still felt guilty. She started taking an active role in our life after almost 2 years, and our marriage has healed significantly. I know what I did was terrible. I'm not defending myself. I don't know how to proceed now. The guilt is eating me every day. I'm so afraid of losing her when I just got her back. How do I tell her? Update: I 32F cheated on my wife 32F and I feel terrible. How should I proceed? I confessed to my wife after my previous post. It was a very nerve-wracking process. I couldn't live with the guilt. She told me she knew about it already. The cafe I went to with the other woman was owned by a friend my Rita's. She recognized me and told Rita about it when we kissed. Rita told me that it was her wake-up call. She was worried about losing me and wanted to make an effort before she lost me completely. That was why she hired someone to replace her in a hurry and suddenly started spending more time with me. Rita was angry when I told her I slept with the other woman. I told her how guilty I felt about the whole thing. We both cried when I told her I was about to file for a divorce. I told her the whole story and how I felt. We cried a lot that evening. We started seeing a marriage counselor after that. The sessions and the healing process have been difficult, but the whole thing has made our bond stronger and reinvigorated our love for each other. We've spending so much quality time together and our marriage is in a way better place. Both of us are women BTW. My original post wasn't very popular and didn't get much traction, but I wanted to make this post because cheating doesn't have to be the end of a relationship. I know I was the cheating partner and I have no right to say this. I wouldn't have blamed Rita if she had decided to leave me, but I'm happy that she didn't. Edit. Yes, I told the other woman I was married and apologized to her. Redditors' reactions. Redditor 1. Rita told me that it was her wake-up call. She was worried about losing me and wanted to make an effort before she lost me completely. That was why she hired someone to replace her in a hurry and suddenly started spending more time with me. The hell? How is your wife seeing this as her fault? You're an adult, did you ever once voice your concerns regarding your marriage to her? How could she possibly know given what she was going through? You're going to have moments in your marriage where things get tough and/or your partner is going through some shit. It is up to you to see that faults are brought up or recognize that this is temporary and you'll get through it. You knowingly courted and lied to someone else. This wasn't some one-night stand. Your wife deserves better. Way better. Redditor 2, why does this sound like someone's attempt at fiction? The whole Rita's friend owns the cafe and saw us kiss is weak. Redditor follow up, like op wouldn't have known that already. Rita just conveniently brings that up for the very first time because it's a plot device lol. Redditor 3, hey, did you ever apologize to the woman you lied to, used for SX, discarded like a used Kleenex and made an unwilling participant in cheating on your marriage? Redditor 4, you don't deserve her. You need to vocalize how it's not her fault, and the blame lay entirely with you. Unless it was your aim to gaslight her. Redditor 5, I really hate that this worked out for you. You weren't just awful to your wife, you were also awful to the other woman. Redditor 6, your wife is an idiot. Redditor 7, it's called hysterical bonding and it will be over soon. You better fix yourself and figure out why you're such an a-shole. Redditor 8, I hope I'm reading too much into this, but it sounds like you are perfectly okay with her taking any blame on you cheating when it's not her fault at all. Like another commenter said, you planned to cheat on her. You couldn't tell her that you wanted more from her? Or wanted a divorce, which would probably serve as a less malicious wake-up call for her, but you could sleep with another person? I hope you realize how messed up it is that your wife felt she was to blame. She deserves better than this. Do better, op. Redditor 9, you are a very disgusting person. I could never live with myself. Redditor 10, what pisses me off is that you cheated and you're the one who wanted to run away and file for a divorce. She's too good for you. Redditor 11, yeah, Reddit is not exactly tolerant of cheating most of the time. Congrats on telling her though. And it seems you're doing your best to learn from this and work together to rebuild. Best of luck. Redditor 12, dude, your wife thinks this is on her? GTFO, you ducked up. Redditor 13, you are a garbage person. Hopefully she cheats on you before booting your ass to the curb. You don't deserve a second chance. Redditor 14, I think your wife had been cheating on you while on these frequent multiple day staying at work trips. When she found out you also started almost cheating as a result, a kiss to her would seem like you're about to start. When she didn't know the extent of it, she realized her bad actions were having very real consequences, that her hooking up and spending so much time with someone else was about to inadvertently cause you to do the same thing, meaning she couldn't have both. So she suddenly started spending way more time with you so she didn't lose you as a result of her selfishness. Note how she didn't confront you about it, only that she tried extremely hard to bring you back around, successfully. She likely broke off her side relationship to get back to spending time with you. She likely feels even in that regard, for her to take it so well and to stick with you. Think about it. I don't have any proof of that, but I would bet a whole bunch of money on it. I'd bet even more money that it's someone from her work. Redditor 15, I'm glad everything seems to be working out for you guys, but you both definitely have work to do. And you are hella lucky your wife didn't leave you. Redditor 16, I wish my wife would put effort into the marriage. It's been over a year since I found out about the cheating, and despite initial progress with marriage counseling, she has since stopped putting in any effort, and now refuses to even talk about our marriage with me. What you did was wrong, but at least you owned up to it and want to make things better. I would give anything for that. Redditor 17, wow, Reddit is being harsh here. Yeah, What you did was wrong, but neither you nor your relationship is beyond redemption. Just let this be a sign that your wife loves you more than you thought. Best of luck to you both. Redditor 18, you lucked out op. I wouldn't see on it happening twice. No good relationship is that strong. She'll always have to live with the reminder that when you're apart, there's a possibility that you're ducking someone else. And if that happens again, you'll have betrayed her more than you already have. Also, your infidelity is not because of your weak relationship, it's because you are a weak-willed person. You still are that weak-willed person. Nothing's changed. Oh, and your relationship will never be as good as it was when you didn't cheat on her. Good luck fighting about it for the rest of your relationship. Redditor 19, I hope your wife cheats on you. Redditor 20, Jesus, you are a nightmare.
Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.